Test, test. Go ahead, read the disclaimer. Hello, and how's everybody going? I'm sorry, just I'm not me myself. Um, a lot of things happening the last couple of days, so. But let's get down to this is not probably this is probably my last script to update. My customer that I've been trading on behalf. Well, let's actually go a little bit differently about this. About 2 days ago, I got set up nicely as we broke through. Jeez. As we came through here, somewhere in this area right here, I set up nicely on all of the coins to go for the top. No, of course, before we got here, we had quite a bit of, movement, so I did lose some money. So someone logged in into an account, looked at the balance, which is slightly above $4,000. This account over the last 8 months, 10 months, been deposited with $25,000 of total money in. So they seen the outcome. They said, "Hey, stop trading, sell everything." Either I'm saying, "Hey, I'm in a perfect position for going. Don't care. I'd rather have $4,000 left than have nothing left." That was the final answer. So they pulled the account underneath me, and that's the end of it. Um, I try. I need to reduce my expenses to zero as possibly can. So TradingView, I'm paying 60 or $65 a month. Then StreamYard, I am paying another 25 or something. So all of that has to go. Pretty much, I'll need to pretty much cancel any of these extra expense services that I have. So, my, come on, what's going on? My YouTube is not in position that I can do live streams. Internet probably will be disconnected here in the next 2 weeks as well, if not sooner. So doing uploads through a cell phone not going to be a reality. I tried already multiple times. It just doesn't work. So I'm not sure how I'm going to proceed with this anymore. Plus, without TradingView and some of the tools and stuff that's not going to be available on free account, that's going to make it a lot harder as well. But I still believe that what I said by the end of the month, we need to hit 58,000. We still have Sunday and Monday, Tuesday left. I still believe that we will break through above 50, and if people have enough of push, that will still happen. At this point, if you look at the daily chart, we came back to the top of the trend line and we're standing on the top of the trend line. Even if I take the trend line and readjust to the new positions, we still are above. That's the new positions, which means, as we continue going right, it has to break out or drop down. If I take it back to where it originally was, nope. That means, it's traveling on the trend line, which means it has no choice but to go up or break down. Could this be the head? Like I told you guys in the past, it just doesn't look like it. It's just, it just doesn't look like this is a head. And 50,000 is making it flat on the top, which when it breaks through, then we'll level up and they will start becoming. That's why they kept us here to get as much as they could out of us in this area before we level up. If we look at, this area right here, which was another level up from here, and if you look at the spin, how many candles we spin in that area is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we spent 12 days in this area before we moved up to this area. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So Monday is 12 candles. Is it? Because this is a Sunday candle. So Tuesday is the last candle. So, but over the next 24 hours, 36 hours, I see, because first of all, it's a weekend. No matter what, I see this breaking through. And then, we'll see what next. I am deleting this that I showed you guys. Not sure. Is this still can be in play or not? I have no clue. End of the day. Let's put it this way. If I was Binance, why wouldn't I, especially when right now everybody, especially when we break the second time through 50, why wouldn't drop a big candle? Something what the Forex did, and I want to say 8 years ago, I might be wrong, where in a couple of pairs of currency, they just dropped it almost to zero and then brought it back up, which changed the Forex system altogether. Took out 70 to 80% of brokers out there or exchanges. But there were people that were left in debt. There were people that actually exchanges were left in debt, or need to pay out people that they couldn't afford, and just turn into a mess. And as we do know, a lot of new exchanges been opening and are continuing to open on crypto. And why wouldn't Bitcoin try to take out their competitors? And what would be the easiest way to do so if not drop completely down? Maybe, like I said in previous video, 20 to 25, 22. And I'm talking about all that happening within half hour. They drop it down and then bring it back up to 49, 50,000. Because when they do drop, they'll actually first take all the stop losses out. Then people will panic, so people can start selling heavily. While people are selling, and when they created that drop, they shorted. By shorting, that means now they can actually buy at the bottom. Now, as they buy at the as they're buying at the bottom, at first, as they start shorting, people are starting actually selling. When people are start selling, they start filling in their shorts at lower prices. As they fill in shorts at lower prices, they immediately start buying longs, creating that wave again of people throwing people back into the trade as they start recovering, turning back around. This way, Binance wins both ways. Uh, Going down and going up. And literally, that's how, on small coins, how whales make money. Exactly the same thing. They run the price down, they get people involved in it, and then they run the price up and get the people involved in it as well. It's actually how I would trade if I had a couple $1 billion, and that's how I'd actually multiply my billions every single time I would do something like that, but at least 30-40%. So I don't see why Binance or anybody else, but Binance is probably the strongest one to do those, and they have unlimited access to Tether. All of your money that's in Binance, that's their money end of the day. So I don't know, is that realistic or not? But it is something to be careful of. That's the one of the thing is I hate going and taking shorts, uh, taking longs. I'm sorry, taking shorts on futures on margin because sometimes that can actually kill you and destroy your account of an unsuspected event. And you know what I'm talking about, that can be an unsuspected event. So but at the same time, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and not one of them actually shows any signs of being anything. Hip, 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 shoulder, 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 or none of the above. You know, bounce, 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 bounce. If you look back at the history, you know, we have quite a few of those. Maybe not this looking, but they do exist. But we can always interpret this into a very simple thing. This is a shoulder, that means we're building a head, or this is a hip, this means we're going to have a lot bigger shoulder, but time is running out, so exactly what we're going to have, I have no clue. If I wouldn't, if this COVID, wave 2 and wave 3, which they're not talking about yet, because we had COVID-19, COVID-20, now COVID-21, which they haven't been talking about that one yet. And then, as we enter into 2022, then we have a COVID 22. See, all that come into play, the mandatories, the lockdowns that we have seen already in Australia, parts of Australia. I'm not sure if it's a whole country. Um, even there's a lockdown here in one of the counties here in Kentucky. Um, Knowing all that and how they have to cover all that with something, and there's nothing better than actually financial crisis to cover stuff up with, especially when you want to cover something huge, cover up. Um, Knowing that, I just do not understand how this actually can show the day when they actually going to do a complete collapse. I just don't see it. See, if nothing major would be happening in the world, yeah, I can see, this is probably a hip. We build a shoulder and a head, and then we come down altogether. But I personally think they're going to just cut, and the pattern will be cut, and and that's how the collapse will begin and last a day or two long, and just go from there. So, guys, be blessed, be successful. I am not taking this channel down. I might convert this channel into something else. I don't know. But also, I'm starting to build a website while I still have internet and everything else. I, I guess I can upload the website through phone, so losing internet won't cause me problems with working on the website. Because still trying to pay for electricity at least. But what did I want to say? But I'm working on a website that I'm going to try to reconvert it into international website where the movement against financial collapse. We're trying to help people get prepared for it. Um, the cover up and everything. So I'm pretty much making a website where all organizations and groups under that movement will have a place. From there they can access groups. Depends, at the level. If it's an international level, then groups are working on an international level. If it's a national level, then on the national level groups, state level groups, county level groups, town groups. So they'll be broken down. Each page will actually have its own. Then a calendar of events that's happening. Like I know Canada does job walkout regardless the needle mandatory on their jobs. The 1st of September, what I heard from Canadians. Um, I believe on the 7th or 8th of September, we're doing it here in the United States. I have to confirm the date on that one. The contact us form and etc. On the right side, so whatever the category would be, national, let's say. Then on the right side, you would have a list of states that we already started putting together the information on. So that's something. So the website will be at freedom and like that. So I am still driving for DoorDash. even though I need 3,000 a month of income, I can probably bring it in about half of what I need, which also puts me in a position where I have to drive 10, 12 hours a day, and that's doesn't leave much for me to do anything else. I know Christians say God will provide, and I would like to. And in the past, God had provided. It's just right now I'm too despaired to believe in anything right now, so I guess that's painful for me. Hey, guys, I'll see you guys around. I'm still keeping the Discord channel. We can still chat there. It's just I might not be available to respond right away. And I wish every single one of you blessings and success. I know I said in one of the videos in the past, I don't remember in which one. Sometimes we need to work on a psychological area. See, with me, it's just between me and God, something's going on. If you look at Noah, and the guy that actually ran away from God and ended up being swallowed by a whale. Um, I guess I'm running away from something, and I need to figure out what it is and get stuff straight with God. When I was in DC in January, I got woken up from believe the government going to do everything and everything's going to be fine and Trump will win. And I guess that's not how it turned out. And there's a lot of things that I was led to do that I did not do. And I don't know if I'm the fault that actually Trump is not a president. I don't know. Maybe I need to stop doing what I'm doing and do what God wants me to do. That's fight for the people, fight for the right things. I don't know if there's anybody out there that being led by the higher power. I really would like to hear what God might be telling you for me. If that is true, and you're out there, or if you guys know somebody out there. My phone number is in the top left corner. Also, in the video description, you can find description Discard, where you guys can find me on Discard. Yeah, it's just have too many questions, and sometimes do not know which direction to take, what to do. Just on this planet, it's different. You have too many things coming into your brain and trying to figure out and identify which is the one that is coming from the pure source, and separate yourself from all that foam, as we call it in crypto, or all that noise sometimes not easy. I appreciate you guys. I really do. Got up to 93 followers, over 100 watched hours. Was nice. Some of you guys became faithful watchers. But I don't believe that continuous streaming crypto. I can still probably figure out a way how to do this. Still stream crypto. But continue streaming crypto without me having skin in it. Now I have my responsibility drops in half. At that point, why would you guys have to listen to me? If I'm not trading, now then that means I am immune from losses. That means I can say whatever I want. Because at the end of the day, I have no precautions. See, that's how 95% of crypto guys are out there on YouTube doing it. They have no precaution. They're not trading it. They're telling you they do, but do they? Question is, do they? See, if they did and they were successful, like I told you guys in one of the previous videos, they wouldn't be asking for money. But if they're asking for money, there's one of the two outcomes. Either they're not successful, or they realize that they cannot be successful in trading crypto. So they figured out, hey, at least I can make money on donations and on memberships, even on Traders Reality. So I'm watching his video and he's like, oh, it'd be a fantastic spot to get in from here. And he's like, oh, get in here. But when you get in here, you should have gotten in here. But when you got in here, the 13 EMA still has not crossed. And if you got into here with the 13 EMA, actually, let's do this so you guys can actually understand what I'm talking. So we're going to go reverse. So, and I'm looking at daily chart, which I should be doing an hourly chart, but you guys going to get an idea. And we can switch to hourly chart. I'm going to take the slowest speed possible. So, right now it's still not an entry time. Still not an entry time. Still not an entry time because there's a 13 EMA. Now 13 EMA entry time. That means you get in right there. Oh, nice. We got a push from that entry. Pull back. You guys do know the story that, Bitcoin actually made it to 48. So the end of the day, but it's going to be up. But look, right now we're below. That means if you haven't sold it there, you kind of right now running just about the same. Oh, just came back to almost to our entry point. So you guys got a point. Let's actually switch that to an hourly. And I want to actually right now show you guys on an hourly. Hey, end of the day, remember, if you guys go in the description, this channel is about common sense. And I have watched enough of stuff on YouTube, and it actually sounds great on some of the things the guys are talking about, but at the same time, this is hourly. Oh, okay. Now I'm like, where's the half of the history? So where do you guys want to actually grab? Let's grab right here. So we're going to turn on trade. We will now increase. And guys, none of this was prepared, so I'm kind of picking one of the spots where Bitcoin dropped and now going to recover. So we're going to increase a little the speed and watch how things will play out. So right now we're below 50 EMA, broke through, which means now we need to wait for the 5 and 13 to broke through. So 13 has broke through. We are expanding. 13 has not. Finally, 13 has broke through. So now, as we broke through on this candle, you would be getting in somewhere right here. Let's see how that continues. So a little bit profitable. It started pulling back. Oh, we got a little bit more profit. See, this trade right here turned out to be a great trade. We got it in. That was on this candle right here. We had to wait for some patience and we finally had a perfect growth. But how often that actually happens? Every single time. Let's go back right now. Look at right here. So you guys kind of seen we got okay, so this is still part of this move here on the 1 hour chart. Oh, I'm moving stuff around now. So this is still part of this move here. So we crossed the 1350 EMA and then so pretty much we bought here. We kind of came back and then eventually moved, and then from here kind of we were in a move position. If you see, the 13 EMA never crossed under 50 until here. And then we had this fantastic move that we kind of got ourselves into that turned out to be a good one on this test. Let's continue. And I'll probably will move. So we're kind of, have a nice trade. By his opinion, we should have gotten out of here. Pay yourself. You guys probably remember those words. But we never actually crossed until right now. Below, so boom, we just crossed on that candle right there again. So you guys can see that this is the candle you would actually buy yourself in. And if you didn't get out somewhere in this right here, you ended up actually coming back on there. So if you set yourself up pay 5%, then 5%, 10%, 10%. But in this case, I don't think we had 10% growth. So now we're below. We 13 never cross here. Right there. We had another cross on this candle. We got in it right here at 46,000. And hopefully you did get out here, but then, we broke to 48,000. And because you got an out, you haven't took advantage of that next growth to top. So where is that Perfect timing. That's the reason why I altered the trading platform, because right now with the trading platform, at least you have the videos that I created. You guys have at least a plan of action. And look, we just leveled up again. And that was the 50,000 that we leveled up. Which 13 EMA never broke under. Finally, right now it did. Broke to the top. But there was expansion right here. But I'm not sure if this considered as expansion when we broke through. Even though if you look at this candle, it just started expanding. And then from there we crashed under. Got above. Right here. On this candle, we got above. So entry at 48.18. Got expansion there. We got leveled up. And then right now, that's where we're at. We leveled up and we're coming back down. So still above from where we entered. We're almost $1,000 above, but that's where we at. So if you really look through the history, you usually have about 1, 2, maybe 3 great entries within a month. And that's 3, that's maximum. Usually it's about 1, 2 entries within a month if you follow through. If you count the shorts, you might have 2 to 5, 6 entries through the month. And that's not a lot. That's not a lot to actually make a living with if you're not using futures and margin. So it's a great trade reality system. It's just you're sitting in front of the monitor trying to find the perfect entry, and when you don't get too many options to trade on those. So definitely, go through some of the content, go through the training courses, pick out, be wise, be smart, pick out the stuff that the crumbs that I left behind. And I'm pretty sure with some of those crumbs, you guys will be able to create some kind of a system that will work for you. And like I said, Trader's Reality, it is a system, but you really need to look for those perfect hands. And when you do, you need to make a choice. When you stay in or you don't stay in when it, levels up. Because like on this one, your entry is right here, leveled up. Do you get out here? Because we just had another level up, but right now that level up is bouncing back from the 50,000 that it tried it to come up to. But there's something that actually a couple days ago, Trader's Reality did a video and he talked about what if they're trying to replace currency with crypto. That means the forward market, that means going to cease to exist. And I started thinking about it. And I'm like, isn't that why, since we recovered from the 29,000 on Bitcoin, Bitcoin behaves completely differently than it did behave in February, March. In February, March, look at that growth. Now we're having these small bounces, very limited growth. And if you guys go to Forest Market and look at any of those coins, you guys not gonna have much of a growth. It's pretty much goes almost flatline, just bursts. You know, you might have a bigger burst and pulls back. Isn't crypto becoming forex? In crypto coins starting to adopt the look of forex? Bitcoin starting to. You know, some of these coins are still, you know, like this. Look at that. Did better than they did in March. Look at that. It's like, you know, took off to the moon. ADA looks better than it did in February, March. That is somewhat now is going sideways. Cellular, we don't even have a history of the March. If we look at SHIB, SHIB has that huge drop, and then there's nothing. If you look at SHIB, looks like it's actually going down. So XRP, you know, it has that pull, you know, takeoff, and now it's all sideways. And I thought the XRP case was closed, but why case is closed, but XRP is not taking off? Go back to XRP. Or I might be wrong on the closure of the case, and it's not closed yet. I don't know the court case I'm referring to. Doge, at least it doesn't look as bad as SHIB does. VAT started climbing up, and here's the list of some of the best coins, not including, you know, SHIB and Doge, but some of the, you know, best coins of the growth, and they're all kind of been going sideways for a while. Is that the sideways that we've been having here before the next takeoff? AV on a daily chart came back, touched 50 EMA. That's some kind of a huge meaning. Because right now, if it touched the 50 EMA, it has two outcomes. Either it's reversing or it's going to take off again. And here's a possibility of the takeoff. The only question is it going to ever have another of these takeoff, or crypto is becoming implemented into operations of forex, and now banks will be controlling crypto movement to a point where we're no longer going to see ever these anymore. Harmony. I know Harmony has some nice growth in March. I'm looking at futures, so I guess Harmony was not on futures at that time. But we're not having much here. Tata, look at some of these growth. None of it is even close. What we've been having since the bounce. Age bar had a lot of movement. Look at, you know, Some of these candles, look from the bottom to the top, how long and how huge in the price range. Like this candle right here, 40, started at 21, almost 2x within one day. Look at this candle from the top to bottom, 34. That means, geez, that's a drop over 50%. Just in one candle right there. Now we are locked into 20% movements. Maybe crypto no longer that excited place of making money as it used to be. Bitcoin still not as growing as fast as we had growth here. Alice don't have a history from March. But Alex, one of those that actually still has, one of those first ones that I looked at, nice, huge push forwards. But we only have few of those coins that are actually doing that. Look at StoreJ. The pumps it had just right before we started crashing. Not much pumps here. So either pumps are still ahead of us, or international banks are moving into crypto and starting to take crypto under control in the same form as they had and have forex market, and pretty soon crypto will be locked down like forex. And while they're doing this switch from fiat to crypto structure, and shutting down fiat, we just we'll just see volume coming in, but movements dissolving. Like we see huge amount of volume in forex, but barely any movement in forex. If you see in forex a 10% move a day, that's huge. It almost never happens 10%. So I do not know what's the outcome of the crypto is. Is just sharing some my mind based on some things that I hear and then analyzed, and then sharing my opinion. But I still believe if banks allow us, we will get down to 58,000. And I'm not sure what can happen with that. But all my information was based on how crypto moved before. Now, with if banks are interested in crypto and they're right now trying to manipulate crypto, that means the manipulation here is a lot bigger than it was here. That means we might not see those suspected moves, and the 100,000, 200, 300,000 in the near future as we thought we will. Now, do we have evidence that banks are in? I know a lot of banks in the United States are starting to promote crypto to their clients, like Chase Bank, Bank of America, Wells Fargo. So if they're promoting, that means they already have their hands in it. They already have, their spot set. Because you would not promote something that you will not benefit from when your clients get in. So Now, if banks like Wells Fargo, Chase, and Bank of America are actually promoting, don't you guys think that international banks, banks that control the world, they're not in already, and they have not sent their market makers in to control this thing? End of the day, what happened right here? I believe this right here happened is when the banks were coming in and they taking positions. They had to take positions low with pro prices. And now everything that we see right here is what banks, that's why they pushed up. So they can actually create profit for themselves. So it's been worthwhile to stay in this game. And now what we're seeing here is actually manipulation from the banks controlling what happens next, keeping us in tight margins, not allowing us to go off like we used to in the past. So if we don't get rich, but they drain money out of us while they put money in their own pockets. That's what I personally believe. So here's bank entries. Here's their manipulation and control of our money. Now, if they do another drop of this to put themselves in the better positions, why not? They can drop it off, take a lot of money from the people already from right this growth, and then start over the process again. Hold us at the bottom a little, get us, get themselves positions filled, and then slowly take us back up. Guys, I'm just sharing different kind of thoughts I might have in my head. But what the real truth is, when crypto going to look the same way as Forex did look for the last couple of years, um, Trade Reality system might be the only system to put you guys into some money. Because I been around trading for some time and I have not seen any system out there, especially Forex system out there, where would allow you to make money successfully. You can make once or twice, and then third time you lose everything that you made the first three times and much more. Well, yeah, guys, I'm done. You guys know where to find me. Be blessed.